subscribe to Gizmo Times and get notified about our latest videos by hitting the bell icon.
Hey guys, welcome to Gizmo Times. This is Chetan and this is the OPPO's A3s, the recently launched smartphone that's priced at Rs 10,990, and surprisingly OPPO has packed in some very good specifications except for the internal specs, that's the storage and RAM. Everything else looks so good for the price because OPPO's mostly the phones are a bit priced more than what you would expect them to be, but this one is priced at Rs 10,990 and this, although I'm not a fan of a notch and I'm not against it, this might be one of those phones, the most affordable ones, having a notch on the top of the display. And this is the red version. As the price mentioned here is 11,990, the actual price is 10,990 and you can get it locally for about 10,700. So this comes with a bigger battery, that's 4230 mAh battery, and there's a dual lens camera combination. This is the first phone from OPPO in India to have a dual lens camera, and this comes with 2GB of RAM and 16GB internal storage. So this is the red variant, and there's also a dark purple color that you can get if you don't like the red one, but then the red actually looks good here. For the set of accessories, firstly this is the rubber case that you get here, and then there's this information guide, and finally the quick start guide. So these are the two booklets that you get in the box package. Next is this phone itself, and if you notice, this looks beautiful with that red color. And that is what is good about this phone, and this again might be similar to how the Realme 1 was and the OPPO F7 was with that glossy back, though I don't think this is glass. It feels like the polycarbonate back, but then having still the glossiness gives it a very good look. And there's this 30 megapixel plus 2 megapixel rear camera combination, where the 2MP one is for the depth sensing. There's a LED flashlight on the side of the camera. On the front is an 8 megapixel selfie camera. Let's talk about the phone later. First, let's check out what else comes in the box. So there are two accessories. The first one would be this travel adapter that comes with the 5V1A output, which is quite a slow charging, and for 4230 mAh battery you would expect to at least have a 5V2A so that it takes not a lot of time to charge the phone, but then that's what OPPO is offering for its budget range. And this is the micro USB cable that you get here. There are no earphones in the box package. So those were the accessories, and this is the OPPO A3s with the glossy back, and towards the bottom what you see is the speaker grill, and then the micro USB port. Alongside that is a microphone and the 3.5mm headset jack. On the right is a single button, that's the power button here. On the right is this power button. On the top there's nothing, and on the left these are the volume rocker buttons alongside the SIM slot. So this is the ColorOS 5.1 based on which the interface is, and it looks a bit different from the OPPO's F7 because here it's a bit of a funky look and it's mostly for the millennials or the younger population, so it's more of colors here. Let's push up the brightness. So this is the max brightness that you get here, and getting into the settings, firstly about phone, and this is Android 8.1.0, the Android version based on which the ColorOS 5.1 is running here. And it's the Qualcomm Snapdragon 450 chipset. So this is one good thing about this smartphone. It comes with the Snapdragon 450, which is quite a decent one. And from OPPO, you've seen flagships coming with the MediaTek chipset. Although the MediaTek Helio P60 was a very good one, it was always the user's intention to have a smartphone with a Snapdragon chipset. And the Snapdragon 450 here does a very good job. And for the storage and RAM, that is one disappointment here. That's 16GB storage and 2GB of RAM that is given in this device. So that could be an issue, but then again there's a micro SD card slot, so you can pump up the storage, though you can't do anything much with the RAM here. And these are the different settings that you get. There's face unlock and there's passcode, so you don't get any fingerprint sensor here, just like the Realme 1. This could also be said as a variant of the Realme 1 with the Snapdragon 450 because it doesn't have the fingerprint sensor. It has the face unlock with the 8 megapixel camera on the front. And these are the different tools that you get in the phone. The recorder is here. There's also one tap lock screen, clone phone. There's also FM radio, the different Google applications, and there's no app drawer, so everything you see is on the home screen itself. There's Amazon Shopping where it's available alongside the local stores as well. There are a few apps that you don't really want to use, but they are still present here. There's Music Party. This is one app that lets you use different OPPO phones under the same Wi-Fi network and play music at the same time on all of them if you don't have any external speakers. There's the smart assistant that would help you with the regular features, that's appointments, and it would give you the different notifications. There's also the OPPO App Store apart from the Play Store. And let's get into the camera application. So this is the camera app that you see here. And these are the different modes that you get. That's photo, there's portrait mode because it takes advantage of the 2 megapixel camera for the depth sensing. There's also the panorama mode that would take the panorama in the vertical orientation. There's also time lapse and the video. And the video is possible for up to 1080p, and there's no 4K video recording. And that's okay because in this price range you can't expect more than that. And the primary camera here is a 13 megapixel one. So this is a self timer, and there's not a lot of settings that is given here, and it's the basic camera application, but you can pump this up to 2x with this button, and it's not any physical zoom that you're seeing here. It's not optical, it's only the software zoom, but still it's not that bad. Let's take a quick capture and see if the zoom shot is any good. Not bad for what it offers, and Oppo has been at least in my perspective, the Oppo's cameras have been a little better than those of Vivo's cameras. So here the camera might be quite good, and we'll have to take a few more portrait shots to understand whether Oppo has at least cracked the code for portrait captures, because this is the first phone that we are seeing from Oppo in this price range to have a dual lens camera on the back. So it will be interesting to see that, and apart from that, the phone actually looks very good. And for this price range, again, this could be one of the good looking phones, and there's a notch on the top for those who want it. And personally though, as I said, I'm not so supportive or against the notch. I've seen people actually looking for phones having notch in this price range. That's the mid-range pricing. And the phones like Vivo and Oppo, they are from about 20,000 rupees, and this is straight away half the price. It's about 11,000 rupees, and for that price, if you're getting a notch, people do like to have that because it gives you that extra space. There's the chin in the bottom, but the bezel on the side is not so thick. Still, it's noticeable here. So this was the OPPO A3s smartphone that's priced at rupees 10,990, and it comes in two variants for the colors, that's red and dark purple. And it comes with 2 GB of RAM, 32 GB storage. And also for the front-facing camera, there's that AI Beauty 2.0 technology. Let's switch to front camera before we leave. So this is the front-facing camera that you see here, and it does quite a good job, not that bad. And there's this AI option here for the selfies. So that is what it would do. There's this portrait that would let you capture the face because the face is recognized here, and then it would blur everything else. But I don't think it does that good job here. This is the selfie that is just taken, and while the face is well focused, there is still some issue with the bordering on the face as well, with the hair and even with the shoulder. So it's not perfect. That's what you can expect from these phones having a single lens camera. So this is the OPPO A3s. I hope you like this video. We'll be reviewing the phone and letting you know how good the phone is when compared to the other phones in this price range. And if you have any other questions, do let me know, and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.